This is Matador News.
Hello and welcome to Matador News. I'm Star Harvey.
And I'm Noemi Salcedo.
The Senate has changed the long-standing practice from confirming Supreme Court justices after Democrats blocked the nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch this morning. In order to bypass Democrats, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell invoked the so-called nuclear option. Only 51 votes will be required for Supreme Court nominees within this rule change instead of 60. Republicans can, on their own, didn't have enough votes to end the floor debate of Gorsuch confirmation. The vote was 55 to 45 this morning. The Senate is expected to vote on the Gorsuch confirmation itself Friday.
Protesters in San Francisco are demanding that the sheriff's department stop the detention of undocumented immigrants. The protesters spent the day outside an Oakland jail. Marcela Hernandez was one of the many protesters.
We're really here saying that we're going to keep resisting so the community can know their rights and they also can join the movement.
The protesters are demonstrating at multiple county jails. They plan to demonstrate throughout the state.
A Malaysian immigrant from Los Angeles has received acceptance letters from all 8 Ivy League schools. 17-year-old Cassandra Hassau immigrated from Malaysia when she was 5 years old. She had a GPA of 4.67 and a 1540 SAT score. Hassau plans to study journalism.
Arnold Schwarzenegger says he is not bothered by his ongoing feud with President Trump. Schwarzenegger says as long as the dispute highlights after-school programs, he is not troubled. Trump has proposed cutting $1.2 billion in federal funding for such programs as part of a 13.5% cut in education spending. Schwarzenegger voiced his concerns about Trump's plans during a USC event. He added that he plans to work on redistricting reform across the nation to prevent elected officials from drawing district lines to suit their politics.
House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes is stepping aside from the Russian investigation. The chairman faced a series of ethics complaints alleged he discussed classified material during a meeting in the White House. The ranking Democrat on the committee is Congressman Adam Schiff.
I just want to express my appreciation for what the chairman decided to do. I'm sure it was a very difficult decision for him. But as he mentioned, I think it is in the best interest of the investigation. It will, I think, allow us to have a fresh start moving forward.
Nunes will continue to fulfill his other responsibilities as the committee chair.
The UN confirmed today that the chemical weapon attack in Syria this week killed at least 27 children. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says the attack cries out for justice.
The searing images of this war crime tear at our hearts and cry out for justice. Members of Congress expect a comprehensive intelligence briefing on this outrageous atrocity as soon as possible.
More than 500 people are suffering from the effects of gas. The UN is planning an investigation and ways to help those affected. The Syrian foreign minister denied that the Syrian government used chemical weapons.
ISIS has killed 33 people execution-style in eastern Syria. The victims were reportedly between the ages of 18 and 25. It's unclear if they were Syrian government forces, allied militia, or rebel factions. A Syrian human rights organization says that the mass was the largest carried out by the Islamic State this year. This comes as ISIS killed at least 22 people in Iraq the same day.
Chinese activists protested China President Xi's visit to Florida. The protesters stood in front of President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate where he and Xi are supposed to meet for informal talks. Many of the protesters say the Chinese government persecuted them. Xi and Trump will discuss grievances against the ruling Chinese Communist Party.
The president of the Philippines has ordered troops to occupy uninhabited islands the country has claimed in disputed South China Sea. The move asserts Philippine sovereignty, but it's likely to anger China, which has claimed almost all the South China Sea. China, Malaysia, the Philippines, Taiwan, Brunei, and Vietnam contest all or parts of South China Sea. This has led to confrontations between China and some of its neighbors over the strategic trade route. The Philippine president comments come just ahead of the first summit meeting between the United States president and the Chinese president.
And now let's go to entertainment news with Rochelle Salas.
Pepsi has apologized to Kendall Jenner after pulling a controversial ad that featured the reality star. The commercial showed Jenner joining protesters before handing a Pepsi to a police officer. The protesters celebrated after the officer takes a sip. Social media users heavily criticized the ad, saying it mocked protests against police violence. They also said the ad portrayed the opposite of real-world experience. Pepsi issued a statement saying the ad was meant to send a global message of unity, but that they clearly missed the mark. Nivea pulled an ad after people protested that the slogan used was racist. The slogan, "White is Purity," was used for a deodorant ad. Critics said the ad promoted white supremacy. A Nivea spokesman said the image does not represent the company's value. An online campaign, #ChanaForMayor, is urging Chance the Rapper to run for mayor of Chicago. Backers want the artist, whose real name is Chancellor Bennett, to challenge Mayor Rahm Emanuel in the 2019 election. The Grammy-winning musician has donated $2 million to the Chicago Public Schools, a lead followed by the Chicago Bulls. His father, Ken Bennett, served as deputy chief of staff to Mayor Emanuel. The trailer for the upcoming Heath Ledger documentary has been released. The I Am Heath Ledger trailer includes footage recorded by the actor himself. It also includes interviews from people he's worked with and his family. The trailer was released in honor of the actor's late birthday. The I Am Heath Ledger documentary will be in theaters before airing on Spike TV in May. Shia LaBeouf's new film has sold only one ticket in the UK. Man Down opened in one theater this past weekend. The film is about a Marine searching for his son after returning from Afghanistan. It was released to limited theaters in the U.S. back in December. Netflix has released a promotional video saying its stars are no more. Netflix has replaced its rating system with a thumbs up or thumbs down on movies and shows. Netflix will be able to match viewers with movies and TV based on what you like versus how many stars were given. And that's all your entertainment news for today. Star, back to you.
A decomposing body was found yesterday at a residence in Northern California. It was found in the town of Alta, Syria, just outside of Sacramento. Deputies say someone found the body and notified police.
They detected a very strong odor of something dead. When they examined closely, they found a plastic bag, and they thought they found what appeared to be a human leg.
The autopsy report is expected to be completed later this week. Police don't have any as suspects at this point. The man who lived on the property has been staying at the separate assisted living location.
A woman's body was discovered along the bank of the Los Angeles River in Long Beach this morning. Officials say there are no obvious signs of trauma on the body. The woman has not been identified, but it is said to be about 30 years old. Coroner officials are determining the official cause of death. A witness says someone in an SUV dumped the body and drove away. Police have not been able to confirm the report.
Police are searching for two gunmen who shot a man in Highland Park yesterday. Police say a gunfire was reported before 9 in the evening at San Pasqual Park. The suspect gunmen were seen running away from the area of San Pasqual Avenue and Comet Street.
A man in Santa Ana attacked a 7-Eleven cashier after his payment was not accepted. The suspect was attempting to buy a 75-cent bag of M&Ms when his credit card payment was declined. That triggered his outburst. Surveillance video shows the man striking the cashier over the head and tossing a bundle of bananas at another employee. Police say the man also tossed one register to the ground. He caused about $700 worth of other damage. The suspect is described as white, 30 to 35 years old, about 5 foot 10 inches, with a heavy to medium build.
It's mostly sunny in Northridge. The high today will reach 79. The low tonight will be 52. Friday, we'll have cloudy conditions with a high of 74 and a low of 53 with a chance of rain at night. The rain is expected to continue Saturday morning before clearing up, sunny skies with a high of 67 and a low of 50. And finally, Sunday will have a sunny skies with a high of 69 and a low of 48.
A Sacramento woman is in critical condition after falling 60 feet off a bridge. The woman was with a group of friends in an off-limits section when she lost her footing while taking a selfie.
They were taking a picture on the bridge, and then the big bolts that are holding the beams together, she stepped on them kind of weirdly and just lost balance and fell backwards.
The woman was knocked unconscious and suffered a deep gash to her arm. She has some fractured bones that will require surgery. A helicopter ambulance crew took the woman away in a stretcher. The Forest Hill Bridge is the highest in California, and it's become a hotspot for many people. Sheriff's deputies now patrol the bridge for people who want to climb underneath it to post videos and pictures online. The woman won't be facing any charges for crossing a closed walkway.
And now let's go to sports with Shelby Brigcho.
The Dodgers are closing out their opening series against the Padres at this hour. Last night, Trevor Cahill on the mound for the Padres. First inning, Adrian Gonzalez gets the scoring started with this RBI ground rule double. Corey Seager scores. Fourth inning, Dodgers up 2, and Hunter Renfroe takes Rich Hill deep to cut the lead in half. That doesn't last long as Yasiel Puig hits his first home run of the season. Dodgers now up 2. Kenley Jansen closes it out in the ninth, and the Dodgers lead the series now 2-1. Final score, Dodgers 3, Padres 1. The MLB has suspended Cincinnati Reds pitching prospect Ian Kahaloa 50 games after he tested positive for drugs. Video of Kahaloa surfaced on his social media account in March that appeared to show the prospect using an illicit substance. Kahaloa's agent says the 19-year-old pitcher is in rehab. The Los Angeles Clippers defeated the Dallas Mavericks last night, 112-101. Third quarter, Clippers up by double digits with this jumper from Blake Griffin. Later in the third, Chris Paul hits a fadeaway. LA up 17. Late in the fourth, Griffin hits a 3, Clippers up 13. Moments later, Chris Paul scores with ease to put his team up 108-94. The duo was key to the Clippers' victory. The Clippers are currently 5th seed in the Western Conference. The Golden State Warriors clinched home field advantage for the playoffs after defeating the Phoenix Suns. Warriors star Draymond Green was rested by the coaching staff. But Stephen Curry more than picked up the slack, scoring 21 points in the first quarter. End of the first quarter, Sean Livingston. Just moments later, Chris Paul scores with ease to put his team up 108-94. The duo was fourth quarter, Suns' Tyler Ulis brings the lead down to 3. But seconds to go on the shot clock. Wrap around to Chris for the lefty slam. To lead to Booker. Chases it down. He finds Ulis. Got it! And it's a 104-104. But Steph Curry was too much, hitting this 3. Curry scored 42 points as Golden State wins 120-111. The Warriors are now the first team in NBA history to win at least 65 games in 3 consecutive seasons. Golden State Warriors star Kevin Durant has been cleared to return to full team activity. Barring no setbacks, the Warriors expect Durant to return Saturday against the New Orleans Pelicans. Durant has missed 19 games with a sprained left MCL and bone bruise. Former Seattle Seahawks running back Marshawn Lynch has reportedly told the Oakland Raiders he plans to come out of retirement. Oakland's facilities are near Lynch's home. Lynch has been linked in the past to making a comeback with the Raiders. He is still under a 2-year contract with the Seahawks, but they could choose to release him at any time. ESPN reported in March the Raiders were considering acquiring Lynch either via trade or if the Seahawks chose to release him. Lynch has not made a decision on his playing future since retiring after the 2015 season. 6 years ago, University of North Carolina lineman Nazir Jones could not walk. Now, NFL scouts expect him to be drafted later this month. After playing a high school football game, Jones woke up the next day paralyzed from the waist down. The then 16-year-old discovered that he suffers from an extremely rare condition called complex regional pain syndrome, which affects the body's nervous system. Jones's condition was stabilized through physical therapy, but could return at any time. He was offered a scholarship at UNC and has not looked back since. Jones is predicted to go to the Patriots in the 4th round in a Bleacher Report mock draft. And that's all your sports news for today. Noemi, back to you.
Thank you, Shelby. Amazon is expanding its part-time workforce. The online giant says it's creating 30,000 part-time positions in the United States over the next year. Most will be warehouse positions, but 5,000 jobs will be created in Amazon's virtual customer service program, allowing employees to work from home. Amazon previously announced plans to create 100,000 full-time jobs in the U.S. over the next 18 months.
Police in Australia have seized the largest haul of meth in the country's history. The Australian Federal Police seized nearly 1 ton of meth from a warehouse in Melbourne. The drugs were located in between 70 boxes of floorboards. They have an estimated street value of nearly $700 million. The raid happened after police were tipped off about a drug syndicate. 2 men are facing life imprisonment in connection to drug trafficking.
In the ongoing Brexit discussions, British Prime Minister Theresa May met with European Council President Donald Tusk today. This was their first meeting since May formally notified the EU of the UK's decision to leave the European Union. The Prime Minister says she looks forward to formally beginning negotiations. Discussions between the 2 leaders have been positive on both sides. The UK will remain a member of the EU for the next 2 years. May and Tusk also discussed the future agenda for the next EU Council meeting.
Men all over the world are standing up to homophobia by holding hands. This was sparked by a reported gang attack on a gay couple in the Netherlands. The attack shook a nation that has long been one of the world's most welcoming to same-sex couples. It legalized gay marriage in 2001. Famous figures and ordinary Dutch citizens are posting photos of themselves on social media with the hashtag #AllMenHoldingHands. The hashtag is still gaining momentum with people of all nationalities posting, sharing, and tagging images of men holding hands.
Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Noemi Salcedo.
And I'm Star Harvey. Have a great afternoon.